go over a nice dynamic turnover into osaikomi. Okay, person's gonna be down, and we're gonna get our nice tie off here, right? 2 hands down, coming in, we grab that elbow, we pry it up, right? There's a nice plus sign. My forearm makes one part of it, and his spine is the other. Okay, you're gonna feel a nice leverage that exists here. Okay, I'm gonna send my hand that's part of the plus sign through that hole. Okay, so that window of opportunity is gonna be a flash a couple seconds, right? So we got to anticipate that window opening and shoot our hand through when we see it. So when you pop this up, that hand's going to be ready to come through. We shoot it through. Okay? My outside hand, I'm going to come over. I paint his forearm. I touch it all the way down to his hand. I grab my own hand here. Okay? And now we're going to look to get the Kimura tie off. In this case, I'm going to use his belt. Okay? It's a small sliding motion. So my inner wrist here, my inner wrist never loses contact of the outside of my opponent's wrist here. Right? It slides. No matter if I'm grabbing the belt, the skirt, or the top skirt, I never want to lose control of this limb. Okay? So in this case, I get the belt, I tie that off. Okay? Now we're going to use this tie off to sit through the person. Okay? It's a little tricky, but you can make it work. I'm going to send this hand actually all the way, there you go, through. I'm trying to get my bicep kind of in his armpit. So it's still a tie off, but to have the leverage, we want to almost like have some slack and extend this arm. You see how dynamic this is, right? This will move. Okay? So now that we have this device, I'm going to sit, and look how I put my hand down. I'm going to sit through that hole here. Okay, let's actually go from this way. Okay, so all I did was sit through. I still have the tie off here, right? One more time. We got the tie off. I put my hand down. All right, look how I'm going to sit here. All right, I have the tie off here. Now I'm going to grab the outside of his pant. Okay, in judo, it's illegal to grab inside the pant. Okay, but look how my body, I'm leaning on him here. You're going to feel a lot of leverage from this position. Like my forearm is cutting into his armpit pretty heavy. It's keeping his shoulder down. Don't be afraid to lean on him. Okay, I grab the outside of his pant here. Now I'm going to try and get his heels to touch the back of his head. My back is going to go to the mat. So I'm going to drive. Look how I use my feet. I sit back, I roll back, I touch back here. Okay, 2 ways we could finish this pin. Let's go the easier way first. I still have the tie off here. Let the pant go. Get your chest on their chest. Come through. Chest to chest. Okay? I still have the tie off, and we're in osaikomi here. Okay? The fancier way to get it, and I know you guys got the DVD to see fancy stuff. So look, we just landed here. Right? I'm going to use my hips to hip up and come over. Right? And now we're in osaikomi on the side. Hand down. Guess what? We still have the Kimura tie off. Okay? Let's look at that one more time. We just landed from the roll, right? You're going to almost like shoot your hips up. At the same time, you're going to cut your body over like a plus sign, okay? So I just landed here. Shoot your hips up and turn your sternum to his sternum. There you go, sternum to sternum. Right, now we can adjust wide base, wide feet. Keep that osaikomi, right? We're on to the next round. The best part is, we still have that Kimura tie off, okay? Let's look at it one more time. Let's go from the back. Okay? So we get the Kimura tie off here. Send our hand through, it's nice and tight. Now watch the transition for my feet. Okay? We want to put our hand on the outside. Then I'm going to sit through this space. Look how I'm close to my opponent. And don't be afraid to drive this elbow down. There you go. I drive that elbow down. If anything, I'm leaning towards my opponent here. My outside hand grabs the outside of his near side pant. I drive my feet back, and look how I roll back here. Right? We still have the tie off. I still have my grip here. The easy transition. Let this go. Just go chest on chest and roll over sideways. Right? That's a pin. Okay, we're anticipating his feet touching the mat from the roll, and we're beating him here. We're beating him into this position. We don't want to do is land here and say, oh man, the move worked. And then he comes up, right? And he pins me. We want to anticipate the reaction. So as soon as we're done with the roll, boom, I'm ready to come up and we're getting that pin. Okay, now the more dynamic way, let's move a little bit towards me. The more dynamic way to come up, right? We want to think about our hips. We're going to shoot our hips up, turn midair, and put my sternum on his sternum. Okay? I'm here. I just let go of the pants. Shoot your hips up, and we turn. Right? And there's that osaikomi. Wide feet. You can even come cross sideways, whatever you want to do, and settle back. So what always makes the osaikomi worse is going to be the Kimura tie-off. Okay? One detail I want to go over just kind of specifically, if you can't go to turtle, please. Facing, let's go this way. Okay? And let's just say we have the tie-off already. Let's go over that sit-through one more time, okay? Even if we get it on this far of his body, we got the tie-off, right? Come all the way through. Don't be afraid to put your hand on the mat. And look at this elbow. It's going to turn. When I'm done, my thumb should be facing the ceiling. There, look. Look how my thumb faces up. Now keep in mind, his limb is still tied off. My elbow slides into his armpit, down. Chest up, chin up. Right, and I'm leaning towards him. Very heavy here. In that transition, right, I'm not going to grab the inside of his pant. I'm going to grab the outside of his pant here. And now, you're going to feel a lot of leverage to drive this elbow down and use your feet to drive back, right? Look at this nice rocking motion. Boom. Here. And if he lands this far in this transition, I'll just take the easy low-hanging fruit. I'll just come up. Right? And that's a pin. Okay? So this goes to show you there's a lot of different angles that you could take utilizing the Kimura tie-off. You could roll under the person. You could stand up. You could drag them sideways, front and back. It's just a very versatile position. And that's why we're giving you this blueprint.